Awesome, nice to see you here on my channel. Today we're going to look at some tiny walkie-talkies that should maybe actually be pretty good for children. And I have this triple walkie-talkie set from guys. Let's try to pronounce this. OUNUO, guys. How you would pronounce this? OUNUO HK-588 walkie-talkie set in 3 colors. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna just unbox these in part 2 and then do a quick range test. They say 3 kilometers range. As you can see, it's the metric system, guys. If you're in the States, this is probably more of a European product, but maybe still interesting to see for people in the UK or France or Spain or wherever you happen to be. And yeah, 3 kilometers range is usually something you only achieve under ideal circumstances. So let's say you give this to your kids and you play outside, then as long as there aren't too many obstructions, like let's say you have an open pasture, then you can get quite a long range, as opposed to you are somewhere in the city with a lot of concrete buildings, then your range would be significantly shorter. Unfortunately, it doesn't say what the output power is, but at least in Europe for PMR 446, the output power should be 0.5 watts. And that's why I always say when I do the range test always is take it with a grain of salt, because it really depends also on your environment conditions. And PMR walkie-talkies, they are for communication, let's say in and around the house, or let's say if you're hiking or on a campsite, something like that. So don't expect miles and miles of range unless you really have like really good conditions with a lot of very little obstructions. So guys, let's get started with the unboxing. Let's have a quick peek at these walkie-talkies, and then let's do the range test and then the summary and conclusion. Now guys, let's have a closer look at these OUNUO walkie-talkies that are kind of very small for children. And quickly gonna open the package and let's see what we can find. There seems to be some sort of carrying strap. I think that's how it's called. See that right here with a smiley, and I think you can disconnect this here and then connect it again. Kind of interesting, never seen something like this before. Let's take out the radios themselves. 1, 2, 3. I think this is the particularly nice thing. You get really 3 radios in 3 different colors for a real budget price. So if for the occasional user, if you just want to play with those, that should be great. Not sure how well this shows, but in fact the size of these radios is rather small. And for comparison, I have like the size of a credit or debit card. So maybe just put this below and you see it's exactly almost the size of this credit debit card. So it's really very compact. If you have big hands, that's not for you. So it's really for children to play with these walkie-talkies. You can give each child one with a different color, so nobody gets confused. So why don't I quickly take off belt clip right here, and then we're gonna have a closer look at the batteries. And as I suspected, you need AAA batteries, and you need 4 AAA batteries to operate these radios. And then obviously you have 2 choices. You can use either these one-time use throwaway batteries, which that's what I'm gonna use for the test right now. So let's take out 4 of those and then just put them in with the right polarity. And then we almost should be ready for the range test. Obviously, if you wanna be kind to the environment, you could also go for rechargeable batteries, and it turned on already. So we're gonna look at the menu in a second. If you have the option, I always educate, be kind to the environment. You see those rechargeable ones, you can recharge them over and over. Just make sure you get the AAA and maybe have a accompanying Panasonic charger. I can put a link below the video as well if you want to use rechargeable batteries with these radios just in case. But for testing, I'm going to stick with the one-time use ones because I currently only have the bigger end loops, not the smaller ones, which I'm going to change in the future. So let's get 2 radios ready. I can quickly show you the menu real quick before I forget. You can change the volume right here, make it louder. You see there's some bar that indicates the volume level. And then you have the menu button. You can push the menu button. And then the channel keeps flashing and you can switch to another channel as well. And it seems it has 8 channels. So far so good. It has also a lamp feature. Before I forget, you can turn on a lamp. Maybe it's also nice if you are camping or something like this, or if the children play somewhere and need a little bit of light. Always nice to have. And yeah, let's put in this batteries in the second one. Guys, this is almost all I can say to these radios. Colorful, really small. You need a bunch of batteries to run them, and that's about it. Manual we have in here. You can read the manual, but this is in German right now because I'm in Germany. So let's get rolling with, this concludes the unboxing. Let's get rolling with part 3, the range test, and then we're gonna check the sound quality and the distance we're gonna get out of these radios. So let's jump to part 3.
Range test of these really tiny OUNO two-way radios / walkie-talkies. And we are at test point number 1 with about 420 feet of distance, 420 feet, and should be still loud and clear. Test point number 1, 420 feet. Range test of the OUNO two-way radios. Test point number 2, about 790 feet, should be still loud and clear. Test point number 2 with 790 feet of the tiny PMR radios. Range test of these really tiny walkie-talkies here from OUNO. Test point number 3, about 1,250 feet. 1,250 feet, and let's see how the sound quality is, whether it deteriorates faster the further I go. Test point number 3 with 1,250 feet. Range test of the OUNO radios. Test point number 4, about 1,540 feet of distance, should be still audible. Test point number 4 with 1,540 feet, and the weather has improved significantly. We have really nice sunshine. Test point number 4. Range test of these tiny OUNO radios. Test point number 5, about 2,000 feet. Test point number 5, about 2,000 feet. Let's see how it sounds. Test point number 5. Range test of these radios from OUNO with test point number 6 and 2,300 feet. Sometimes the quality was deteriorates from here on out.
Awesome, guys, this concludes the range test. The range test was a little bit shorter than usual. I'm really surprised, and in my opinion, I also feel a little bit disappointed. Unfortunately, I mean, these OUNO radios, the OUNO HK, what is it? I quickly have to look this up. 588 was a little bit on the lower end of the sound quality from what I have tested so far. And as you have seen clearly in the range test, I only got to test point number 4 with I think 1,540 feet or about 470 meters, and then the signal quality dropped quite dramatically. So that's unusual because normally I have 11 test points and I go over a mile or 1.8 kilometers, and a lot of these more higher end radios such as Motorola ones, I usually get a higher range out of those. That's not to say that only Motorola radios get a big range. I mean, I've tested a lot of different radios. I can show this to you here on my channel page. In the radio section, you can find a bunch of other reviews and compare that. But usually out of PMR radios, which already have a low range, I mean, these OUNOs, they were even below that. So in my opinion, I'm not exactly happy with this. Now, granted, for some people these radios might still work if you're really only using them in and around the house. But having reviewed so many different radios, I really am a little bit disappointed because these OUNO radios, they look really nice. The build quality is good. I mean, for the price point, the build quality is totally okay. But unfortunately, the sound quality and the range at least in my testing, didn't compare to most of the other radios that I tested. So that's why I'm a little bit sad. But guys, that's how it goes. That's what these tests are for. Please head over to my channel page and check out some of the other radios as well, so that you can do a little bit of comparison. Most people like to compare because it's inconvenient to just order stuff, test it, and then just ship it back because it didn't match your expectation. So that's kind of like kind to your environment if you find the right product immediately, so to speak. So that's what these reviews are for. Now this concludes the review of the OUNUO HK-588 walkie-talkie triple set. And I see you as a subscriber, and in the next video. All the best to you, take care.
And because you just watched a review of these OUNUO triple set children's walkie-talkies, you might also be interested in comparing them against some other two-way radios, such as those Floreons. And guys, always make sure that, let's say you're in the United States, that I put a link for the FRS versions under the video as well. I'm really amazed about how many people have already subscribed because of the useful radio reviews that I provide here. You can subscribe right now as well. I see you in the next video. Take care.